Hey YouTube, I wanted to make a quick video today to testify. It has been such an amazing day today. Just today alone, how the Lord has left me in complete awe of his faithfulness and his goodness. Currently I'm here at the meetup spot that I meet up in Charlotte every other Sunday to exchange my kids with their father. I separated from him in 2023 and I surrendered completely to the Lord that year. I was like, God, take my life as yours. I had gone through so much betrayal, rejection, hurt, pain, and I didn't want to be bitter and I didn't want to live with unforgiveness. And so I had to really go to the Lord for him to restore that, right? And, he had given me a prophetic vision, which I have, of course, kept to myself. But I have seen over the years how he has been moving things in my life to lead to that vision. And yesterday I went to see my doctor. She's a Christian doctor. She's actually a pastor's wife. Her and her husband have a ministry. They have a church, and her husband went to the school that I'm currently going to, because the Lord even led me to a Christian university. I wanted to study psychology. I enrolled in a psychology school. Like, I was going to work in the world of psychology, for the world, right? Not for the kingdom. And the Lord delayed that. He led me to a Christian church. Talking to that doctor about, I was talking to her about my worship 101 class that I had just finished. We're talking about the Spanish community, how there's such a need, especially in the town that I live in and in the state that I live in. There's such a need for the Spanish community. There's not a lot of Christian churches, right? And I went into Christian counseling because I saw the need for Christian counselors, right, and therapists that could help the Spanish community, again, because there is none, actually. And so I wanted to work with women, I wanted to work with children. So the Lord led me to this doctor, right? And we were just talking, and she started talking about her church, and I left there. And this morning, God put it in my heart to go to her church. I looked it up. I ended up going to the service at 10 o'clock. And I had brought them a book from school because I spoke to her husband, on Saturday. And we were talking about how our school, if you do online, they don't give you the books. And I've been buying my books off Amazon. And so I brought him a worship book. And the service today ended up being on worship, which is wild, right? And at the end of the service, like, they approached me about going into ministry, which is like, you guys. So, sorry, I got emotional. But so that them approaching me about, ministry, going into ministry for the Spanish community. They want to start a Spanish service after their English service in their church. They want to do like an English service in the morning and then a Spanish service in the afternoon. And they approached me about that, about how would I feel about being a part of that. Because you guys, I don't know if I've ever shared this, but my whole life I've always gone to Spanish speaking churches with my mom because she barely speaks English. And like, even in 2023, when I came to the Lord, I went to a Spanish church. And so currently the church that I go to now is the first English speaking church that I've ever been a member of, in my adult life. And so, for God to have already known that, right? Because he knows the plans that he has for us, right? Since before we were born, the Lord knew like where he was going to use me, right? In his kingdom, where he was going to, like, the plans he had for me ministry, for being a part of the kingdom, for helping bring lives to him, right? And so, I was just in awe today of that, and how everything just works out, right? How God works out every little thing. He knows how your childhood of going to a Spanish church was going to play into your adult life, and how, being a single mother, going to school for psychology and Christian counseling, and just wanting to help that community that suffers from that single mother. Like a lot of the community there's a lot of absent fathers in our community. And I just wanted to share that. But yeah, God is so good.